how to start. Remember how I talked a little bit about personalized videos? I will tell you that this is the #1 game changer in my business. This is why I'm in business. I kid you not, I'll testify of that all day long. Personalized videos. It's what sets me apart. I guarantee you, I'm not afraid to admit it. There are people who are better than me at video. There just are. I'm not too proud to admit that. I leverage video in different ways to edge out some of my competition to land gigs that they won't, because I do things like this, and I'll show you some examples. How many of you have heard of Loom? Good. How many of you have received a Loom video from me at one point? Good, quite a few. If you're interested in Loom, scan that QR code. Mobile app, desktop app, Loom is incredible. Now there are other apps just like this, I just prefer Loom, right? So Loom has quite a few features. You can record your screen, you can put yourself in a little circle anywhere on your screen while you're sharing your screen. You can record yourself just with your camera. They've got a cell phone app that you can use. I send videos all the time through that. Then you can give the videos a title. It will populate an animated GIF thumbnail for you that's really cool, and I'm actually gonna show you what that looks like. Loom hosts the video for you, so you don't have to mess with uploading it to YouTube. You don't have to mess with trying to send a .mov file or MP4 file via text. We all know that when you're texting from iPhone to Android, that thing gets compressed, and then it looks like garbage when you're sending somebody a video. You can send personal videos at scale, give them a title, and then they populate like this once you copy and paste that link. You can do this via text, you can do it in DMs, you can share it on social media platforms. It's awesome. So I recently sent this video to a dude named Rex Allen who inspired me to fix the lighting in my home studio. And so anyways, I named it Trying to Be Like Rex, right? And I sent him a quick video, and it meant a lot to him. Here's another story, and I actually put the thing as the last point for somebody to prompt this. So I send a lot of these videos in lieu of nice to e-meet you emails, right? So because I'm an entrepreneur, I have a lot of friends who will say, hey, Bobby, I want you to meet X person, right? So I instantly think, how can I stand out? We've all received hundreds of emails that say, nice to e-meet you. Cool, well, why are they gonna wanna work with me? Why are they gonna wanna hop on a Zoom call with me? What can I offer them through a simple email that says, hey, nice to e-meet you. I'm Bobby, here's my company. It's just, I don't know how they're gonna read that. I want to be in control of that conversation. So what I do is I respond to that message, I embed a Loom video. It takes me just as long to make the Loom video as it would to type out a crafted response. So it 6 is there, and then I say, hey, I hope you don't mind, I'm a video guy. I made you a nice little video so you can put a face with a name. So then I send them one, as I'm telling you, this blows minds, and it's so simple. So, UMC. UMC is an HVAC and plumbing company that does tons of the multifamily housing units that you see under construction across Utah, Colorado, Idaho. And they became my client about a year ago, and we've done over 20 videos for them. More than 20 videos. A lot of them were training videos, but here's how I landed that client. Does anybody in here know a lady named Sarah Johnson who builds websites? She's a really good gal. I can introduce you to her if you need a website. So Sarah was building their website. Now I got introduced to Sarah from a friend. I sent Sarah a Loom video saying, hey Sarah, I'm Bobby Macey, nice to meet you. And this was like, there was no agenda in this. So she responds and she says, Bobby, I meet with hundreds of executives every year. Never once have I received a personalized video like that. We need to hop on a Zoom call. I want to learn about your business. And I'm like, great, right? But I've received responses like this before, so that wasn't necessarily surprising to me. So I meet with Sarah, I tell her about what I do, this, that, etc. Fast forward, 6 months later, I get a call from a dude named Jeff Griffin, who's become a remarkable friend. Jeff works for UMC. And he's like, hey Bobby, Sarah Johnson told me that you're the guy for video and that I need to work with you. can we chat? I'm like, sure, right? I mean, I love that. But this is 6 months removed. But clearly I made enough of an impression on Sarah that 6 months later, she was referring somebody to me. That contract has been more than $30,000 for my business. 30 grand over the course of a year, arguably because I sent a different version of a nice to e-meet you email. And I'm telling you, you don't have to have all the charisma in the world. You don't have to have a bubbly personality. You can get on camera. We've all been on Zoom calls. Just be you, right? But what it does is it gives people an opportunity to self-select very quickly whether or not they resonate with your style and your personality. And then you can move forward in the relationship that much quicker. When I hopped on that Zoom call with Sarah, it felt like we already knew each other. She knew she could joke with me, she knew that I was high energy, she knew that I was a smiley fella, and it was awesome. So then, Maverick. I have a separate business called SeeMyCampsite.com, and it's in its infancy. And we're doing a lot of videos showcasing campsites around Utah. Now, I have a friend who I have not talked to since high school, and he is a marketing manager at Maverick. Well, guess what? See My Campsite, part of the model is sponsorships. So I thought, hey, how can I catch Maverick's attention? Their slogan is literally Adventure's First Stop. Like, that aligns perfectly with See My Campsite. So I'm like, how can I get in with them? So naturally I think, well, who do I know? Do I have anybody that I can contact there? I hadn't seen this dude in 10 years. I didn't want him to just, pop up in his feed and be like, yo, Scott, can you give me a meeting with Maverick? Like, that's not my style. That's not how I do things. So I sent him a Loom video. I shared my screen, I put myself in the bottom corner, and I told him, I was like, Scott, I've got this side business that I'm working on, and it's coming together nicely. Here's what it is. Do you think Maverick would be interested in talking about this? Guess what? We have not made a single dollar with that business yet. We're still in the infancy. We've produced some pretty good videos, but we're still building an audience. Maverick met with me anyway, and I had a chat with them, and it was awesome. And I learned through that chat everything that we need to do to secure a sponsorship. And they literally asked me, they're like, hey, next year once your audience is a little bigger, let's re-engage in these discussions. You're just too small right now for Maverick. But I still had the guts to go ask Maverick for 100 grand for a sponsorship, even though we weren't ready for it, right? How do I get that meeting if I don't go about it in a different way than what most people go about it? You don't have to separate yourself by much. You just have to separate yourself by an inch to make all the difference, to get to places where maybe you shouldn't be, right? And then you can have those conversations. So those are 2 success stories just from Loom videos outside of the hundreds that I've sent for varying purposes. You can also use Loom for how-to and educational videos. I send these all the time to my clients when I'm walking them through something. Pitch videos and sales videos. Hey, this is what I do. Have we thought about this, X, Y, Z? You can send a video instead of scheduling a meeting. I think all of us probably would love to have a few less meetings on our calendar. And then these other things, right? This is the one that I love. These 2 right here. Connect with people on a deeper level and leverage your personality. I think that's massive. So if I haven't convinced you yet, download Loom or something similar and start sending these personalized videos because they make all the difference in your relationships. Does anybody have any questions or comments before I go to the next point?
So Bobby told me this exact same thing at a lunch we did. And I've actually already gotten $1 million in investments just from Loom videos. So just thought that would be a good testimony for you there, Bobby.
My man. Eric does a lot of real estate development. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Bobby, when did you decide when to send the video? Like, is it in an introduction? Is it in the middle of the conversation? Before we jump into Zoom? Like, how do you decide that?
When do I decide to send a video? That is a fantastic question. Almost always in the introduction. I don't send a video for everything. That would probably annoy some people. If I could respond and say, yep, Thursday at noon works great, and I send them a video of that, it's probably gonna annoy them, right? But if it's something where they can benefit from me explaining something as close to in person as possible, hit them with that video every time. If it's something where I want them to see my smile and I want them to say hi, or I want them to hear me saying, hi, I'm Bobby. It is nice to meet you virtually. That has a different feeling to it than nice to meet you, right? So it honestly depends on the message, but that's a good caveat. I just ask myself, I'm like, does this merit a video? And if it does, I send one every time. Fantastic question.